Hey ZCS fourth graders, welcome to the Zionsville Middle School Music Selection Concert. We are so excited that you'll be joining us at ZMS next year as fifth graders. And one of the things that we want to talk to you about today is your music selection for next year. That's right, you get to choose which music class you're in. So today you're going to get introduced to the 3 different classes, band, orchestra, and choir. But first, let's meet all of the music teachers.
My name is Mr. Murray, and I'm the 5th grade band director at Zionsville Middle School. I also help out with 6th, 7th, and 8th grade band, and I am a brass specialist.
Hi guys, my name is Mr. Schroeder, and I am the director of 6th grade band here at ZMS. I also help out with 5th, 7th, and 8th grade band, and I am a percussion specialist.
Hi, my name is Mr. Wyrick. I'm the director of the 7th and 8th grade bands, and I help out with the 5th and 6th grade bands.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Baum. I teach 5th, 7th, and 8th grade choir here at Zionsville Middle School.
Hi, my name is Ms. Osgood, and I teach 6th, 7th, and 8th grade choir here at ZMS.
I'm Mrs. Murray, and I teach 5th through 8th grade orchestra.
The video that you're going to see is full of a lot of information, and we don't expect you to remember all of the details, but we do want to give you a good idea of what we do here in music class and what you could expect before you come here next year as 5th graders. The ZMS music teachers are going to introduce you to each of their instruments and voices, that's us, voices, and you are going to get to hear what they have, what they sound like when they sing or play together.
Remember that this whole process is about you, and you finding and selecting what you think will be the best fit for you for 5th grade at Zionsville Middle School. We have 3 amazing opportunities and offerings for you from band, orchestra, and choir, and whatever you choose, you're going to get an amazing experience in music at ZMS. But remember that everyone has different interests and different choices that fit them better. So just because you have a friend or a best friend or a brother or sister that might choose something else, that doesn't mean that it's necessarily the best choice for you. Choose what speaks to you when you watch the videos.
What you just heard was the 5th grade orchestra performing Bylum Cabbage Down, which is a fiddle tune. Fiddle music is just one of the many different styles of music that we get to play in orchestra. As you can see, there were 4 different instruments being played: the violin, the viola, the cello, and the bass. Each of our instruments can be played 2 ways, one by plucking the strings and the other way by moving our bows back and forth across the strings. Both ways will be demonstrated on each instrument. Our instruments also come in multiple sizes, so we do have small basses and big violins, so don't worry about the size of our instruments when you're choosing one. We're now going to go into more detail about each instrument individually, starting with the smallest one. The violin is the smallest instrument of the orchestra, which makes it the highest pitched instrument as well. The violin rests on our left shoulder and the bow goes in our right hand. The violin will now be demonstrated by Bodie and Verna, who are going to pluck their open strings, and then the whole violin section is going to play a song that we like to call Violin Wars. don't be confused. This is not a violin. It's actually a viola. It is slightly bigger than the violin, but still held the same way with our bow in the right hand and on our left shoulder. But because the viola is slightly bigger than the violin, it sounds slightly lower. You're going to hear that when Teal and Spencer demonstrate their open strings, followed by the violas, all of them playing a song from a movie that you probably saw, or maybe you've read books about it, but it's a viola who gets to go to wizarding school. His name's Viola Potter. The cello is the next biggest instrument in the orchestra, and as you can see, it's so big that I can't hold it on my shoulder. The cello rests between my knees and rests on my chest when I play it, and our bow is still held in the right hand. The cello, because it is bigger, sounds lower than the two instruments you've heard so far. You're going to hear this demonstrated by Helen and Alex, who are going to pluck their strings for you, followed by the entire cello section, ready to save the day as bat cello. And finally, we have the biggest instrument in the orchestra, the double bass. We just call this guy the bass though. The bass is the biggest instrument in the orchestra, which makes it the lowest sounding instrument in the orchestra. You're going to hear the open strings plucked by Peter, followed by Miranda and Amelia playing a pretty scary song. Now that you've heard each of the 4 instruments in orchestra, it's time to hear all of them play together. And I have to tell you, that's the best part about being in this class, is when we get to play our instruments together. It's an experience like no other. You're now going to hear the 5th grade orchestra play a piece of music titled Threshold that was written by Tyler Arcari.
So our two songs today will be Wayfaring Stranger is the first one, and it's a folk song. And you should hear two parts because we sing a lot in unison, which is all together, but we also have a lot of two-part singing going on when we're in 5th grade. And it's really fun. It's a neat song, the kids really liked it. And then the second song might be something you've heard, I'm not sure, but it's from Hamilton and it's called My Shot.
first song that you just heard was called the Section Battle Rag from the book that we use in 5th grade band called Measures of Success. In the Section Battle Rag, you hear woodwinds, brass, and percussion all playing back and forth in almost a battle-like sequence of call and response with all the pieces fitting together.
I specialize in teaching woodwind instruments. Woodwind instruments are instruments that were either once made out of wood, like the flute, even though it's made out of metal now, or use wooden reeds, like the oboe, the clarinet, and the saxophones. We change notes by pushing down lots of buttons, and we have low sounds and high sounds in woodwind instruments.
King, and I play the flute, and this is Star Wars.
My name is Anna Lynn, and I'm going to play the snake charmer on the oboe.
Hi, my name is Colin Riddle, and I play the clarinet.
And I play the alto sax.
Hi, my name is Simon, and I play the tenor saxophone, and this is Seven Nation Army.
The brass family of instruments includes 5 instruments where you have trumpet, French horn, trombone, baritone, tuba, where they're made out of metal, and they also have metal mouthpieces that are cut that you have to buzz your lips into to produce a tone. The difference between the instruments, we have some with valves, some with a slide, but the biggest difference is being able to make your lips either really tight for the higher instruments or really low and loose for the lower instruments.
Hello, my name is Brandon, and here is what the James Bond theme song sounds like on the trumpet.
I'm Charlotte, and I'm going to be playing Another One Bites the Dust on the French horn. Hi, this is Ben. I'm going to be playing Go Team Go.
I'm Danielle Looney. In 5th grade, I will be playing baritone Iron Man.
Percussion is anything that you can hit, scrape, or shake. In 5th grade percussion, we play both pitched instruments and non-pitched percussion instruments. For pitched instruments, mostly in 5th grade, we're going to play mallet instruments, or like a bell set. In this case, behind me, you see a mallet instrument as well. For non-pitched instruments, we'll play things like the snare drum or the bass drum. They're non-pitched because when you hit them, they don't produce a tone that you hear.
Hello, I'm Eli McGarvey, and this is Super Mario themed percussion.
This is ZMS 5th grade percussion. I'm Owen. I'm Anna. I'm Mary. I'm Griffin. I'm Charlie. And this is Togo.
The last song of our portion of the performance video is the very first real song that we got in 5th grade band this year. Meaning it's not in our book, it's an actual printed piece of music. And it's called Invasion of the Slimy Five-Headed Slow-Mo Monsters from Outer Space. And in Invasion of the Slimy Five-Headed Slow-Mo Monsters from Outer Space, there's a lot of sound effects that you'll hear in the percussion section. There are a lot of sound effects you'll hear from the woodwind and brass members that are saying things with their mouths. You see all the woodwinds and brass battling back and forth, along with some guest appearances on bass drum throughout. I hope you enjoy Invasion of the Slimy Five-Headed Slow-Mo Monsters from Outer Space.
You do not have to have any experience to join band, choir, or orchestra in 5th grade. You can have experience, but you don't have to. In a normal school year, music classes do meet every day in middle school.
We have a theory program that we all learn how to read music and rhythms, and we all do the same lessons the same week. And so when your friends in band, choir, or orchestra, if you're not in the same one, you're all doing the same thing, which is kind of fun because you can talk to each other and maybe even study about it together. And that seems to be a successful thing for the kids to do. For 5th grade, there's only one, and it is the swing choir, and it has 5th and 6th graders in it. And the question I get a lot about swing choirs is it okay if I do swing choir if I'm not in choir? Yes.
To pick your music class for next year, your 4th grade teacher will send a digital form to your parents, and you and your parents can talk about which class you'd like to be in, band, orchestra, or choir, and fill it out and turn it in online. The form will be due on February 8th.